What is up, mustard packets? Okay, so one of the most common questions that I get from you guys on my YouTube channel is how do you record your gameplay? And I know many of you guys are aspiring YouTubers or live streamers, and you want to share what you can do with everyone, be it on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever. For the last month or so, I've been using the Avermedia Live Gamer HD capture card. In a nutshell, it's a card that you install in your computer, and it'll capture whatever video you plug into it, be it Xbox or your just even your video card from your PC, and it lets you capture gameplay. First off, the card is very, very easy to install. If you've ever installed a video card or memory or anything into a computer at all, you'll be able to do this blindfolded. You'll never have to think about it. If you've never done it, it's pretty much just finding the slot inside your computer that fits. And the directions included kind of illustrate exactly how simple the process is. Once you get it set up, recording is as easy as hitting a button. Yeah, they included this sweet little USB plug-in button with a red light on it to actually record. When you press the button, it starts pulsating. It lets you know that it's recording. And when you're done recording, you just hit the button again and it stops, and you have your video. And by far the main reason you would want to get a card like this is it has a built-in encoder on it. Programs like DxStory or Fraps, which is what I used to use, are highly CPU intensive, meaning that your machine is in charge of actually taking the burden of encoding the footage and formatting it into a a readable or playable footage or playable format. There we go. The Live Gamer's built-in encoder, it takes on that load itself, and it leaves your CPU free to tackle, whatever game it is you're recording. The result being you have no loss in frame rate, no loss in graphical quality, and sometimes it's actually really, really hard to tell that I'm even recording. The same is especially true when it comes to live streaming. With live streaming, I used to have to turn my graphics way down. I used to have to bump my resolution down in order to get playable gameplay because streaming just taxes your machine so much more than anything else. And with the card, the Avermedia card actually handling all of the encoding, I can stream without having to turn down my graphics, without having to turn down my resolution. And just like recording, if it weren't for you guys chatting with me, commenting on my gameplay as I was doing it, I really would swear that I'd forgotten to start the stream. The quality of the recordings themselves you get from this card are really high. You can record at 1080p at 30 frames a second while playing at 60 frames a second, or you can record 60 frames a second at 720p. Recording at 60 frames a second is really nice if you want to do some of that slow motion effects, because you can slow it down to half speed and it still looks really, really smooth. Now, I do find certain games record better at different resolutions and different frame rates. For example, DayZ, when I try to record it at 1080p, when I'm in the middle of the woods, it does this weird pulsating kind of thing where it goes in and out of high res, low res, high res, low res. When I drop it down to 720p, doesn't happen at all. So I'm really happy with that. Anything over 720p and I'm good. Now, with the software that comes with it, you can actually set up different profiles for different games, so you don't have to constantly switch back and forth. Like, what frame rate did I use for that game? I can't remember. What resolution? If you have different profiles you want to use for different games, it's possible to set up as many as you want within the software. Now, the file sizes, because this thing has a built-in encoder that's compressing the files on the fly, or compressing the movies on the fly, the file sizes are especially low. 10 minutes of 1080p gameplay at 30 frames a second translated into about a gigabyte and a quarter of file size. When compared to Fraps, that same amount of time would be a little over 12 gigabytes, recording at 1080p and 30 frames a second. If you're short on hard drive space, this will definitely allow you to record longer and longer gaming sessions than you would have otherwise, and you won't have to worry about the space. And if you have a whole lot of space like I do, this will let you hoard all the footage you want, and you don't have to worry about hurrying up and using this footage there and that footage there. You can save it for when you actually want to use it, and it's quite convenient. Now, this card has had issues in the past, but luckily the people over at Avermedia, they seem extremely interested in improving, consistently and constantly improving the software and the firmware on this card, and they've released regular patches along the way to deal with some of the issues that the card used to have, like screen tearing and audio sync issues, and when using Adobe Premiere specifically. And you can really tell they try to listen to their customers and their community, and they do whatever they can to replicate issues and try to resolve any issues that are actually brought to them. All in all, man, this card, I'm extremely satisfied with it, and I would not would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone, not only for live streaming, but for anyone wanting to record videos of their gameplay. It's definitely a top-notch product, and I will not be going back to Fraps like I used to, and I will not be using DX Story like I used to with my live streaming. So I'm happy. I have one solid solution, and it's really, really great. So guys, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever time it happens to be, wherever you guys happen to be, and take care.